on elevators could never fade us. I peep data stain anytime they congratulate us. Goggles is worn and bottles is popping. I'm beyond Sanders on haters, this ice bucket dropping over their head with it. Extra the cred with it. You either fight or flight, I ain't one for the ledge living. I do it for the one that died but fed millions. With soul food flowed and stocked my bare kitchen. I'm liberated. I drew a play that they ain't illustrated. I make a move, they gladly imitate it. I ain't flattered, I'm a dragon to your paper castle. The Alpha and Omega, promise it ain't nothing after. A new beginning. My catalog like James Earl Jones, the ever living. Imagine if I did make beats that's more for killing. Imagine if you come from the south out my city. You probably wouldn't make it, oh yeah, really. I go extra to be great. I go extra for the fam, I go extra for the cake. I got extras on the plate. I go extra every day, I got extras on the way. How much? Extra, extra. How much? Extra, extra. How much? Extra, extra. How much? Extra, extra. Ain't no mileage of $4 configure the road I travel. Don't gravel that probably baffle it. Label scribble on paper, they wanna shackle it. I own my masters and royalties, you can't raffle it. Wrist drip like a mango, fingertips like I'm Thanos, knocking those down no bangles. Without a Kango, tailor-made, walk with a limp, them bands is heavy, I need a brace. I am money, I guess the world is just a safe combination needed, not a coca key. I'm the extra lighter on the dresser, I know you need it, smoking out the competition, pouring up, we undefeated. What you heard, let's hear we eatin', talking about extra with a splash, extra acting bad, pull it like parades on parades, extra with the slab, pay what it cost for the tab, extra with the bag, young Chris a king, better add extra on the. I go extra to be great. I go extra for the fam, I go extra for the cake. I got extras on the plate. I go extra every day, I got extras on the way. How much? Extra, extra. How much? Extra, extra. How much? Extra, extra. How much? Extra, extra.
God for me, who could be against me? I guess all of that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted. East Coast, the 6'4's hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands, deep up in them trenches. It's no difference. Neither one play games when swinging for them fences. We want the finer things that's expensive. They hit them either close range or at a distance. If God for me, why bother? I got my game from the Godfather. Top of the food chain, rock bottom, and handle my business when it was my problem. G. Flossing with a gold chain. I got my Turkish rope with matching gold things. Bomber jacket in the winter, it's a cold game. I met some East Coast up in Spokane. Some of the realest in this dope game. I got my curly top looking like special ed. Clean fade on the side, bumping that red head. Clean tags when I ride, ducking the feds. East Coast, they get that bread. You put the, you end up dead. Them West Coast, they leave that spray. And now you got calling your dread head.
If God for me, who could be against me? I guess all of that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted.
Still trying to the riches.
East Coast, the 6'4's hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands, deep up in them trenches. It's no difference. 4th and inches. I'm finna hit a lick and handle business. I got her down, she real vicious. Rock-a-bye, baby, no witness. This is not even a conflict. You on nonsense. Got the same way in Brooklyn and Compton, but with that gang, then make a profit. On top, stay poppin'. Look. See, I was the high school slick Rick, I was styling. Fat gold chain with an African medallion. Hip-hop connoisseur and rolling 20 gripping. Rap game real tight, freestyle was magnificent. All about the clout and all about my dividends. Them older couldn't tell me different. I need a roundaway girl to let me. Showtime at the Apollo. I'm about the bottom. take two.
The folks here, they are bundled up, but they're ready for football as you get a look at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the New Orleans Saints and the Cleveland Browns. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. And he's taken down here by the Saints. David Onyemata, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half dozen sacks, and here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're on offense and you saw that on tape, you've got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30.
But I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Right away he lost the football. But fortunately the Saints weren't able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And on 3rd down, the Browns going to go with a nickel set. To throw is Strebler. Got an open man. It's Olave. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards, the final tally. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And Myles Garrett, the All-Pro, in on the tackle. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
2nd and 9. Now Strebler. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here's Strebler. And that is incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. One of those extra defenders on the field, dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
The kick by Lutz is good, and the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They are coming off the game last week, which was a very interesting game, and Charles, ultimately it ended in a tie.
And that's difficult on teams because, let's face it, Brandon, they just don't know how to react. I mean, who does? Did you win? No. Did you lose? No. Because when you win, you jump up and down. Life's good. When you lose, you set your face in that stone look so that you show that you weren't hurt. I think it's one of those things that at the end of the year you find out just how you're supposed to feel about that tie. Did it help you or hurt you in the standings? Then you'll know what you really should have felt that game.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Saints, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
From the 41, Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
54! 31!
3rd and 2, Watson. Complete, it's Johnson. And he is going to have a Browns first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Watson. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt, and he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. To throw is Watson. Got a man. It's Schwartz, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 18. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It was Cameron Jordan who came in and got him.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Watson now to throw. And he completes it to Hunt. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. Now Watson. And that's going to be caught for Browns. Touchdown. Harrison Bryant, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. Now Cade York for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants a drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, it's Strebler. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake, 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Kamara trying to run for him. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Strebler to throw it. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down.
That's a nice design there. But sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
The Saints on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Strebler to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now Callaway on the return. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. From the 22, Watson. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go up the middle with Chubb. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Now a 1st down throw, Watson. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Now it's Watson. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field. And a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And this is picked up by the Saints. He's at the 50. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. Always fun to watch a big boy pick it up and go. He may need a little oxygen on it. He may need a lot of oxygen on the sideline.
Not only that, how about you and me trying to balance ourselves up here because you can feel the shaking all the way up to the booth. That big guy trying to get it to the house.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And he's got it down to the 28. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Strebler. He gets this one complete to Tre'Quan Smith. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Coming left is Kamara. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. Watson's throw pulled in by Schwartz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They'll throw now on the final play. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here comes the Saints punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. And he's going to have a Browns first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
Give every member of that unit a ton of credit for ripping off such a big gain there, because you don't get free for that many yards on a counter or misdirection without everybody selling the heck out of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Watson. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Second down and 7. Back to throw, Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's Watson. And that is incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion. 3rd quarter action, and we appreciate you spending your Christmas Eve right here with us. 2nd and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 45 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
And that's why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on third down. Now Strebler. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up the fourth down. Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Oh, the return is Callaway. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He's got Njoku over the middle. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Right back to Njoku. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
Third quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10. Watson now to throw. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. To throw is Watson. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 20-yard line. That's a 3rd down conversion to 24 yards there. Nice play. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. They'll run with Chubb. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
As long as you've been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now's where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now it's Watson. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Now Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Tyron Johnson from 4 yards out. And the Browns are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. We saw it too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Here's Strebler to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? The Saints on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 8. Strebler to throw it. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
They'll go. Strebler. That's to his running back, complete. Finding space at the 40. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Strebler sets to throw on 1st and 10. Finding Taysom Hill, complete. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Off the play fake, it's Strebler. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And the Browns are going to get the football here at their own own 40-yard line. He's had it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
That's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
The Browns drive about to get started. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Watson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
I like the thinking there because right after a sack, it can be a great time to call for a screen to your running back and use the eagerness of the defense against him. Able to gain some positive yards out of this one and make things a little bit easier for him on 3rd down.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Back to throw. Watson. Throw left side complete. That's Sims. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. So the offense back out now, coming off its first interception of the game the last time out, trying to reestablish some momentum here, Charles. But they're trailing defensively. Maybe these guys smelling the blood in the water a little bit.
Yeah, I think that they probably are. But what they need to do right now is just make sure they don't force the action too much themselves. They've got them on the run a little bit. You just want to be in a position where if they make another mistake, you're there to capitalize on it and take it away from them.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to the air, it's Strebler. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4th-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Now Strebler. He's got his target. It's Olave. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, here's Strebler. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and it goes down. The job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. To throw is Strebler. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. On 1st down, it's Strebler. Steps away to his left. And this one is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. To throw is Strebler. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. Down inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with the clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Problem for them, they needed that score with a little more time left on the clock. I think just too little too late now.
I would agree with that, and we're programmed never to say never. But in this case, we're asking a lot for them to even think they have a chance.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Well, I don't think it takes much to call into their mind, right, why they went for two there, even though they weren't successful. With this type of a lead, what they're worried about, right, and less than 10 seconds on the clock, what they're worried about is just giving up the touchdown.
Yeah, on the kickoff return.
Yeah, so you go for it here to try and ensure yourself. Now, they've got to make sure they cover it, otherwise they could actually lose.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home